Hello children, I am Mrs. Apurva Kulkarni from Deccan Education Society's DES Secondary School, Tirak Road, Pune. In our previous Science with Gravitation lesson, and in that lesson we have learned about centripetal force, Kepler's laws, Newton's law of gravitation, and because of Earth's gravity, body accelerate, and that is nothing but acceleration due to gravity and denoted by small letter g. So let us move ahead. Now we have seen capital G is nothing but gravitational constant and g, small g, is nothing but acceleration due to gravity. So what is relation between them? So weight of object is the gravitational force acting on it. So let m be the mass of Earth. So this is Earth. M be the mass of Earth, capital M. Small m be the mass of an object on the surface on the Earth. G, small g, acceleration due to gravity on the Earth's surface. R be the radius of Earth and G, universal gravitational constant. So F is equal to mg according to the Newton's second law of motion, and F is equal to gmm upon r square according to the gravitational force. So weight of object is given by mg and gravitational force is given by this formula. So by cutting this we get g is equal to gm upon r square. So this is the formula to calculate acceleration due to gravity. Now what is acceleration due to gravity on Earth? So what is the value of g on Earth? So let us see. G is equal to gm upon r square. So where g is constant of gravity and we know the value of g is 6.67 into 10 raised to 11 Newton meter square per kg. M be the mass of Earth, that is 6 into 10 raised to 24 kg, and R be the radius of Earth, which is 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meters. So putting these values in this formula, we will get this is equal to 9.77 meter per second square. So value of G is equal to 9.77 meter per second square. So approximately we can take 9.8 meter per second square. This acceleration depends only on the mass, that is mass of Earth, and radius of Earth. So the acceleration due to gravity at a given point on the Earth is the same for all objects. So maybe different objects of different weight, different mass. The acceleration due to gravity for all objects is same. It does not depend on the properties of object. So what is difference between G and G? That is capital G and small g. That is gravitational constant and acceleration due to gravity. So value of G is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And we have calculated, we have seen approximately G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. So this value of G goes on changing from place to place on the Earth. How? That we will see later. Now capital G, it is constant throughout the universe. But as I told you, acceleration due to gravity changes at every place on the Earth. So that also we are going to see how. For example, on the moon, the value of G is 1/6 of that of Earth's surface. So on different planets, the value of acceleration due to gravity changes. Now as we learned, the acceleration due to gravity depends only on mass and radius of Earth. It does not depend on the properties of object. So the distance from the Earth changes, the value of G will also change. So here variation of G with the altitude, because in the formula you have seen G is equal to gm upon r square. Now here the distance goes on increasing. At high altitude the acceleration due to gravity decreases, because as you can see, G is equal to Gm upon R plus H. Why this H? This H is the height. So distance from the center of Earth to that particular object is changing. So that's what, as the distance is increasing, this total value of acceleration due to gravity decreases. So acceleration due to gravity decreases with the height from the surface of Earth. So here are different places and their height from the Earth, and how this acceleration due to gravity goes on decreasing. So at the surface of Earth, that is 0 height, you can say 9.8 approximately we have calculated. Mount Everest also 9.8. Maximum height reached by man-made balloon, it gives 9.77 meter per second square. Now height of typical weather satellite, the acceleration due to gravity 8.7 meter per second square. And height of communication satellite, see, height is this much, 35,700 above the Earth. It gives acceleration due to gravity 0.225 meter per second square. So from this we can conclude that as you go high above the Earth, acceleration due to gravity decreases, value of G decreases. Now here, variation of G due to the shape of Earth. As we have learned, as acceleration due to gravity decreases as you go above the Earth, means as height is more, acceleration due to gravity decreases. So here also the shape of Earth is bulged. So it is not exactly circular. So that's what value of G is not same everywhere. It is bulged at the equator. Here you can say the size of Earth is bulged, and at the pole it is flattened. So radius at equator is more as compared to this pole. So therefore the value of denominator, here you can see the value, that is distance from the center, that is radius of a center, it will change. So at the pole it is different and at equator it is different. So here distance is less, so acceleration due to gravity is more at poles, and at equator it will be less because here distance will be more. Acceleration due to gravity will be less at equator and will be more at the pole. Now change with the depth. If we go inside the Earth, radius goes on decreasing. So as per our formula, G is directly proportional to 1 upon R square, means inversely proportional to the radius, square of radius. So value of G should increase. But however, mass also decreases, means both radius and mass are decreasing at the same time. So therefore G is equal to Gm upon R square according to the formula. This mass and radius, it's a combined effect of change in the radius and mass. The value of G decreases as we go deep inside the Earth. So this question was asked. The value of G decreases as we go deep inside the Earth. Give reason. In year July 2019. Now many times we get confused between mass and weight, but both are different quantities. So what is mass? Mass is actually the amount of matter present in the object. The SI unit of mass is kg. And what is weight? Weight of an object is defined as the force with which the Earth attracts the object. The force, that is F, on the object of mass m on the surface of Earth can be written as W is equal to mg. So value of G, as you know, Gm upon R square, and the unit of this weight is Newton. So therefore mass and weight are different quantities. So what is difference between both mass and weight? Let us see the difference. Mass is the amount of matter contained in the body. And what is weight? Weight is the force exerted on the body due to the gravitational pull of another body, such as Earth, the Sun and the Moon. Mass is intrinsic, an intrinsic property inside the body. Weight is an extrinsic property. It depends on the gravitational force, you can say. Mass is the measure of inertia and weight is the measure of force. Mass of a body remains the same everywhere in the universe. And weight of the body depends on the local acceleration due to gravity, where it is placed. And as we know, we have learned that acceleration due to gravity keep on changing from place to place. The mass of body cannot be zero, but weight of body can be zero. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, and since weight is a force, so therefore SI unit of it is Newton. The mass of body can be measured using beam balance, span balance, and the weight of body can be measured using spring balance and weighing machine. So we also measure our weight by using weighing machine. So till now we have learned W is equal to mg. So where W is weight of object, m is mass of object, and g is acceleration due to gravity. As I told you, mass is same everywhere. So here, if we place an object of mass 2.5 kg on Earth and on Moon, but the weight will be different of the same mass. So here you can see the weight is different. How to calculate this? So let us solve one numerical based on this. For example, if mass of an object is 80 kg, what will be its weight on Earth and Moon? So this is how we can calculate. The formula we know, W is equal to mg. So mass is given 80 kg. So 80 into g, that is 9.8 meter per second square. That is the value of acceleration due to gravity on Earth. So W is equal to 784 Newton. So that much weight is there on Earth. But what will be the weight on Moon of same mass? So on Moon, acceleration due to gravity is 1.6. It is 1/6 of the Earth. So therefore, G is equal to 1.6. And putting this value, we can calculate the weight on Moon will be 128 Newton. So of same mass 80 kg, the weight on Earth will be different and on Moon will be different. Now this is very interesting concept, free fall. What is free fall? When we drop a feather, a pencil and a heavy stone at the same time from a height, what we observe? They do not reach at the Earth, means at the same time. Actually, same gravitational force acting upon all the object, isn't it? But still, the reaching time of all those objects are different. So what could be the reason? As we have learned, acceleration due to gravity does not depend on mass. But here we observe less massive object takes time to reach to the Earth. This is because frictional force, buoyant force, or you can say resistance of air. The feather experience more buoyant force or resistance due to air. Therefore, it floats. How it goes? See here. And reaches gravity, then pencil, and then stone. Resistance of air on stone is less than the feather. So whenever an object moves under the influence of force of gravity alone, it is said to be falling freely. In free fall, the initial velocity of object is zero. It goes on increasing due to the acceleration due to gravity of Earth. During free fall, the frictional force due to air opposes the motion of object, and a buoyant force also acts on object. Thus, true free fall is possible only in vacuum. But here you can see, here there is no vacuum. So due to resistance of air, the time to reach those objects are different. But scientists performed this experiment in vacuum. and showed that the feather and stone indeed reach the earth at the same time. So just observe here, they reach at the same time. Yes. So we can see clearly that acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the object. Isn't it surprising, children? So this experiment was done in vacuum. So in vacuum, the reaching time of both object is exactly same. So we can say acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the object. For a freely falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken for it can be calculated by using Newton's equations of motion. For free fall, the initial velocity u is 0 and acceleration a can be replaced by acceleration due to gravity, that is g. Thus we can write the equations. I hope you remembered all those three equations of motion. So first, v is equal to u plus at. So instead of u, here u is 0 and instead of a, that is g. So value of this velocity can be given by g into t. Second equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. So u is 0, so this term will become 0 and instead of a, we can write g. So displacement, that is s, is equal to half gt square. And third equation, if you remember, v square is equal to u plus 2as. Again, putting u is equal to 0 and a you can replace by g. So v square is equal to 2gs. So these three equations we can use for freely falling object. So let us solve this numerical. Let us take this example. You are standing at the edge of a cliff and drop a ball. It takes 10 seconds to hit the ground. How high up are you? So what is given here? G 9.8 meter per second square, that is given, and time t 10 seconds is given. So we have to calculate the height, we have to find out the height. So this formula, s is equal to half gt square. So displacement of object, you can say height of that object. So s is equal to half, put the value of g here 9.8 and t 10 seconds, that is square. And calculating this, we get height 490 meter. This is about the numerical. Let us move towards the next point, gravitational potential energy. Now children, you have learned about potential energy and kinetic energy in 9th standard. So what is potential energy? It is given by formula mgh that you know. So the energy stored in an object because of its position or state is called potential energy. Now this potential energy is relative and increases as you go to the greater height from the surface. Why it increases? Because see, height, if it is more, potential energy will be more. So energy of an object of mass m and height h from the ground is mgh, and on the ground is 0 because height is 0. Now for large values of h, see here, large values of h, value of g, that is acceleration due to gravity, decreases with increase in height. For an object at infinite distance from the earth, the value of g is 0 and earth's gravitational force does not act upon the object. When an object is at a height h from the surface of the earth, its potential energy is minus g mm upon r plus h, where m, capital M and r are the earth's mass and radius respectively. Just watch this video why this gravitational potential energy is negative.
Let's talk about the GPE stored between two large masses. Is the GPE higher if they are closer together or further apart. Since they are gravitationally attracted to each other, an external force must do positive work to pull them further apart, which means GPE must be higher when they are further apart and lower when they are closer together. But the GPE at infinite separation is defined to be 0, so the GPE at any other separation must be negative. When dealing with everyday objects, we use the lowest point as the reference point. So GPE at height 0 is 0, and GPE everywhere else is positive. When dealing with astronomical objects, we use the furthest point as the reference point. So GPE at infinite separation is 0, and GPE everywhere else is negative. What's consistent in both cases is that the potential energy always increases with height, either by becoming more and more positive or by becoming less and less negative.
So let us move towards next point, escape velocity. Now when ball is thrown upward, its velocity decreases because of the gravitation of Earth. And it reaches again, when it reaches to the certain height, velocity becomes 0 and then it falls down. Its maximum height depends upon its initial velocity. So if initial velocity is higher, the ball will go at higher distance. That height will be more. Now imagine if we keep on increasing initial velocity, it will reach larger and larger height. And above particular value of initial velocity, the ball will overcome downward pull by the earth and will escape the earth forever and will never fall back. This velocity is called escape velocity. So, escape velocity is referred to as minimum velocity needed by any body or object to be projected to overcome the gravitational pull of the planet Earth. In other words, the minimum velocity that one requires to escape the gravitational field is escape velocity. So here is the formula to calculate escape velocity, which is equal to under root 2gm upon r. The value of escape speed does not depend on the mass of the body and its angle of projection from the surface of Earth or a planet. It depends on the radius of planet from the surface of which the body is projected. If a body is projected from a planet with a speed v or velocity v, which is smaller than the escape speed, the body will reach a certain height and maybe either move in the orbit around the planet or it may fall back to the planet. The escape velocity from the surface of Earth is about 11.2 kilometer per second or 25,055 miles per hour. So this is the value of escape velocity on Earth. So this is the last point, which is very interesting, weightlessness in space. Space travelers, you can see here, as well as objects also in the spacecraft appear to be floating. Why does this happen? Though the spacecraft is at a height from the surface of Earth, the value of g, there is not 0. In the space station, the value of g is only 11% less than the value of surface of the Earth. Thus, the height of a spacecraft is not a reason for their weightlessness. Their weightlessness is caused by their being in a state of free fall. This is important point, children. Though the spacecraft is not falling on the Earth because of its velocity along the orbit, the only force acting on it is gravitational force on the earth, and therefore it is in a free fall. As the velocity of free fall does not depend on the properties of an object, the velocity of free fall is same for spacecraft, the travelers, and they are playing ball here for ball also in the spacecraft. Thus, if traveler releases an object from his hand, it will remain stationary with respect to him and appear to be weightless. I hope you understood this part clearly. Thank you. So children, in today's session, we have seen Earth's gravitational acceleration, variation in value of g, mass and weight, that is difference between mass and weight, free fall, g, that is gravitational potential energy, and escape velocity. So read it, revise it. Thank you.